Do you find it strange that if a murderer, a looter, a rapist, or a thief was to become a politician right now, they actually could get votes and even become president? I'm not joking, guys. I know it seems silly and stupid, but you'll see my point in a minute. Welcome to Citizen Concerned, where we remind you to beware of the comrades. I'm Katlego Moagi. Please subscribe and follow, like and comment, share and repost. Hashtag smart voters, hashtag Citizen Concerned. President Jacob Zuma was fired by President Thabo Mbeki for being corrupt. We all remember that story, right? There was evidence of the corruption, yet everyone ignored President Thabo Mbeki and the evidence and proceeded to elect President Zuma to replace President Mbeki. And look where the country is now because of President Zuma and his friends. And I wish this was a unique situation, but you'll see a sad pattern just now. Although many of his followers try hard to deny it, Julius Malema is a proven corrupt politician who evaded paying more than 30 million rand in taxes, yet he was receiving 20,000 rand as a salary, which on its own should raise eyebrows. I know you love the CIC and see South Africa's future in his hands, but please pause and think about this. You cannot owe tax on money that you did not receive. So for him to owe 30 million rand in tax, it means he had received millions of rands, all while earning a salary of 20,000 rands. Does that not make you wonder through which means CIC got those millions? Loving and supporting someone does not mean that you have to switch your brain off and turn a blind eye to their deeds. Although he evaded paying taxes, something that all citizens of South Africa know is a crime, somehow even with that crime, not only is he an MP, but also the leader of a political party, one that can stand a chance in the coming elections. Back to the question we started with. Do you find it strange that if a murderer, a looter, a rapist, or a thief was to become a politician right now, they could actually get votes and even become a president? Although former President Zuma is corrupt, the EFF said he is welcome to join their party.
And we hope very soon we'll welcome Mr. President Zuma into the EFF. It's a home of rehabilitation.
Not so long ago, the EFF was also willing to welcome Ace Magashule, a man with a history of aiding, looting, and even destroying lives through corruption.
I'm talking to him.
Oh, is it?
Yes, we're talking and we're at an advanced stage of discussions. Electoral politics are politics of numbers. Yeah, very important that you talk to everyone. So I'm talking to the man. And when I'm saying I'm talking to the man, I'm saying the EFF is in an advanced engagement with Ace Magashule.
So what?
Julius Malema accuses the ANC of being corrupt, yet he wants former President Jacob Zuma, the former ringleader of the corrupt, to join the EFF. He professes to be against corruption, yet he wants ANC's Ace Magashule, a man with a history of corruption, to join the EFF. Does that make any sense to you? You claim to hate corruption, yet you want corrupt people in your party. Why? Could it be because you want to lure these people's supporters to your party? Could it be that it doesn't matter that they are corrupt as long as they catapult you to the top? Are you willing to use anyone, including the devil, as long as you become president? We know that you're willing to be funded by a tax-evading alleged cigarette smuggler Mazoti and even stay in his house. But how much further are you willing to go? And what does all of this say about us as the citizens of South Africa? It says we lack standards. South Africa, our politicians feel confident to lead with low standards because they know that the masses just follow. They will shout, Malema for president, beloved CIC, African leader, revolutionary. following those clickbait African consciousness YouTube channels. And it's not just EFF's Julius Malema, by the way, who has the confidence to walk and lead with these low political standards. Ace Magashule and Jacob Zuma know that they too have potential to be presidents in South Africa despite their very dirty pasts. That is why they started their new political parties, African Congress of Transformation and Umkhonto Wesizwe. In a well-functioning, high-standard society with self-respecting citizens, there is no way that these two men would even consider opening political parties. Is it acceptable that if a murderer, a looter, a rapist, or a thief was to become a politician right now, they could actually get votes and even become president? I know that most of you don't, but we should find it strange. We should not be so comfortable with the lack of standards we have placed in our politics in South Africa. This is not a circus, guys. It is our country, and we don't have another one. Next up is Kenny Kunene, who is a convict. He was in prison for years because of running a pyramid scheme. He was a famous party man who became famous for splurging on luxurious lifestyles involving eating sushi off of the bodies of half-naked women. He's still known as the Sushi King, by the way. He too was welcomed as an EFF member until he resigned. EFF yet again. Hi guys. Anyway, Kenny Kunene is currently the vice president of the Patriotic Alliance, a relatively successful political party that is fighting for the presidential position in South Africa. Imagine that you swindled people out of money and now you are a vice president of a thriving political party. And who is a president of that political party? Gayton McKenzie, a former bank robber turned businessman who became a mayor and is now a presidential candidate. The same party has been reported to have been formed with the assistance of a former gangster. Jeremy Verrey, a Western Cape policeman who ran extensive investigations into gangsters, was quoted saying Mackenzie and Kunene's Patriotic Alliance was led by members of the 26 gang. And at the top of all these cases, we have President Cyril Ramaphosa, a man who hides money inside furniture on his farm, knowing full well that foreign currency that enters the country is supposed to be declared if it exceeds $10,000 US. So did he have $9,999 US? Nope, he had $4 million US, which is about 75 million rands, stuffed in couches and mattresses. Is this the standard of leaders we look up to? The people who we trust to take care of our nation's resources and future? To lead South Africa to peace and prosperity? And I know that the political standard operating procedure dictates that we now blame white people for the destruction of black people and of South Africa as a whole. But it's important to note that the ANC, the EFF, and Patriotic Alliance are typically not elected by white people trying to destroy our country or us. Neither do we import Hong Kong politicians from China. No. These are original, homebred South African-made politicians elected and kept in power by you. Shame, man. Can we stop having low to no standards? Can we stop voting as an uninformed population which looks up to low standard politicians? As we always say here, ignorant citizens vote for rubbish politicians and then act all surprised when things don't go well in the nation's economy, hospitals, schools, and communities. The Zondo Commission has named criminals that should be prosecuted, and some of those criminals are still in government right now. The EFF says that they will lock up ANC politicians if Julius Malema becomes president. They even include President Cyril Ramaphosa on the list of people to go to jail. But what about former President Jacob Zuma? Well, Julius Malema thinks that we should not imprison him. That's a typical sign right there. Will you arrest the corrupt people or not? These double standards way before elections are telltale signs that if he does become president, a lot of people who deserve to go to jail won't go to jail. We need to have some standards, guys, and it doesn't start in politics. The pride is in all areas of our lives, in what we consume, for example. That's why you see that the SABC and DSTV will give us stupid shows full of vanity, nudity, and no value. They know that the viewers are addicted to rubbish. They crave it. The worst of the worst, that's what they want. Anyone who wants to take things seriously gets labeled a sellout. Those who encourage us to challenge our thinking, who want Black people to have a sense of honor, of pride and dignity, are somehow seen as a problem, as wrong, and they are attacked. Educational building content is not popular. The content that does very well in South Africa is content that involves vanity, race quarrels, sex, and money relationships. If this is all you consume, then when it's time to talk politics, all you know is socialism and racism, even though there's no successful socialist economy on earth, even though racism is not why you're poor or failing in school. Children have been allowed to seek for attention by any means possible. Twerking is not off limits. Dancing, amapiano, constant entertainment is what we are happy with being associated with. Where are the videos of 5 or 4-year-olds that can read and do mathematics? And yet there are several videos of 4-year-olds that have mastered sexy dance moves and dirty lyrics. I ask you again, do you find it strange that if a murderer, a looter, a rapist or thief was to become a politician right now, they could actually get votes and even become president? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, repost, and follow, and also subscribe if you haven't, please. #Citizen Concerned, #Smart Voters. I'm Katlego. This is Citizen Concerned, and as always, beware of the Comrades.